We are voices of the divine. Hearts awake and we don't deny. Truth is calling deep inside. No more fear, no more divide. We've seen the shadows, felt the pain. But we're not here to live in chains. The fire's rising in our soul. There's a higher purpose taking hold. Divine GPMS, feel the call. We rise together and stand tall. This is more than just a name. We are here to spark the flame. Add your energy, take your stand. Then healing flows through every hand. This is how the shift is done. We all unite and rise as one. No more shouting at the pain. We're the ones who bring the change. We're not just seeing what is wrong. We're creating something strong. From the ashes, from the dust. We're creating something built on trust. Every soul that signs their name adds their light into the flame.
It's time for the whole world to unite and stand against the tyranny which is happening worldwide. And let it be known, the Divine GPMS is for everyone. Every nation, every race, every religion, every gender, and every soul.
No matter your past or your path, you are welcome here. We stand for peace, unity, equality, freedom, and love. This is where every voice matters, because every consent carries energy. So if you feel the call, trust it.
Divine GPMS,
Feel the call.
we rise together and standing tall.
Oh, yeah. This is more than just a name.
We are
Here to spark the flame. Add your energy, take your stand. Then the healing flows through every hand. This is how the shift is done. Now ascension has begun. Oh, yes, it has.
Divine-gpms.world is a worldwide cumulative gathering of consents for every child, woman and man to ratify and enact into law worldwide the all-inclusive replacement system of money and law worldwide. As outlined on the consenting website of Divine-gpms.world, it is imperative that all worldwide take a couple of minutes and consent to add your accord, children included.
So greetings to everyone. We are on August 9, 2026 on worldwide open public meeting, divine-gpms.world. And we have with us Rick George, the founder of GPMS. Also, Agnes, she's guardian from Germany, and Lodi, my sister from Philippines, guardian from Philippines. So, Lodi, we had the meeting for the Philippines. I thank you again that the Philippines is basically the leader of the world for this agreement that we want to come together. As I spoke also yesterday night with somebody, many people wants to have communities, many people wants to unite in such a way then basically to start to have everything needed for their children, food on the table, and also jobs and everything needed. But unfortunately, all the time the darkness was able to shut down the projects, and some of the leaders, they are not at home because they are doing their jail time still. So this is still fear on the leaders, and also this put down any kind of trying to do something, trying to move in a good direction. Or then my effort after the Facebook, my Facebook with thousands of people was put down, and also groups and everything by Meta. I tried to bring another one, so basically it is another one on place, and I try to gather the people and bring them in a meeting for the self-determination. The self-determination subject, it is something very new for the people as system, and many put a lot of question how this may work, how this, and also regarding the ascension. Some people believe, some people they do not believe. So how the belief can affect the ascension and what really is happening. So basically GPMS, it is both. It is ascension and also the ratification of the to enact on law universal laws that are here from the beginning of the universe, from all the time. Universal laws that they are very stable. We cannot have politicians to change all the time what they believe. And the question is first about the ascension, how where we are and how the belief affects the ascension. And as I told you a little bit before about cell regeneration and how the intent and the belief affects those on during the ascension time that they have soul. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Beatrice. So, let's see, you had a few questions there, if you will. Let's look at first the belief, the fear belief. So that is important to bring up, because that is how the darkness controls ones with fear beliefs, like you were mentioning, some that were standing up for their rights or whatever, perhaps that were aggressive to some extent in the Philippines, were jailed by the darkness. Now, see, when they stand up for their rights, and if they get aggressive, if you will, and they have this form of energy in them, then they are more prone to attack by the darkness. So what GPMS is doing is peacefully and lawfully. We don't need to attack the system, if you will. And essentially, this is what we say with ones that are protesting, let's say, against the systems. Don't get violent, because the moment you get violent, darkness will run all over you and lock you up and all of these things. So it's important to, with ones that are able to let go of the fear beliefs and choose the trust belief, the trust in God and the trust in yourself that you're here to change the world, and that this trust is omnipotent. that the darkness cannot stand up against God. And when you typically look at the beliefs with Satan and the fallen angels, which are the ringleaders of the darkness, they were cast out of heaven. So for them to be cast out of heaven, it actually shows that God is the authority to be able to do that. So the darkness could not control heaven, and they were cast out of it. And this is the same now. No one would be awakening. Divine GPMS would not be occurring if it was not real and upheld by divinity and Father God and all the heavenly realms itself. So this is not a time for ones to be in fear. This is a time for ones to be in wisdom and prudence that goes along with that, at gathering those other ones that are able to rise out of the fear situations. And typically, this is the ascension. To create a new world, there has to be that trust in a new world. If that is not there and someone is afraid, they cannot enter that new world, if you will. Now, we don't need everyone trusting it, but we do need a certain amount. And we're building these numbers every day. And with trust, where it's so powerful, you don't need a big number. It's like the 100th monkey effect, that one gets it, gives it to the rest, and very quickly they acclimatize to it. And again, I use the analogy that is accepted by many, that one enlightened one affects a million others. And when we do that quick math, that equates to about 8,000 enlightened ones together will affect the world. Now, with the ascension and with GPMS, Father's instructions, again, I check in with Father God, Prime Creator, regularly to ensure that we're uh, on schedule with the plan, that we're didn't go a little bit to the side, and father's plain instruction: continue forward, DTMS, plain and simple. And that's what we do with this. You have many that are still in many levels of awakening consciousness. You have many that think they're awake, but they still have fear elements within their beings. So we are still, as ones go through their trials and tribulations and their experiences, then they rise further into their divine empowerment, and they're able to stand shoulder to shoulder with their brothers and sisters to bring the divine plan home here on earth. And what was written, and perhaps it's still provisioned in GPMS, nothing can oppose nor contest this, especially any governments or any institutions. Divine GPMS is the all inclusive plan to advance humanity forward into a civilized state. It eradicates poverty, it eradicates debt, it eradicates being restricted to one nation, all of these foolish things that this current system has, that takes away the rights of people and turns them into permissions. For example, a driver's license. Once you know how to drive, you don't need a license. Yet the systems force you to pay for a license. This is nonsense, the way that this works. Once one knows how to drive, you don't need to keep being tested year after year. But these are some of the ridiculous ways in which the capitalistic current system continues to restrict and control the individuals. So, in everyone's constitutions, what I say worldwide, they're not worth the paper they're written on. It doesn't matter what country it is because they're connected into the capitalistic judicial system of each country. And that is when then the judicial system takes your constitutional rights and turns them into privileges and permissions that a judicial system controls to control the individual. So these are the preposterous, nonsensical things that, yes, in the past humanity accepted, but now in this great awakening, every second more and more are awakening. So that old world is not going to exist very much longer. So it may still exist now, but it's on its way out. It's imploding worldwide. The civil unrest, the natural disasters, the signs in the sky. It's how much more do you need to show an individual that what has been prophesied, let's say in the Bible, is happening now? And guess what? Everyone knows what comes after this: the great promise, the new covenant, the heaven on earth. And that's why all of us are here. And more divine ones are awakening every day. The darkness already lost, and they more so lost 5 years ago when GPMS was implemented not implemented, I retract that, when it was first introduced. Because what it does, it takes away all of the power of any darkness to buy and control any soul. It liberates every soul into their own intrinsic, unlimited abundance and rights and freedoms. And this is the full emancipation and liberation for humanity, where no darkness can impose the restrictive and unlawful laws upon them any longer, and where no dark system can create classes of people that causes poverty and extreme poverty and ultimate death to those at the bottom of that chain just because of money. These things are no longer accepted, and every day ones are realizing what it is. So with the overall ascension, we don't have time to educate all of humanity in this respect of what was being done to them by what used to be the masters of illusion and deception, which is the darkness. But we've kept it simple. They don't need to be educated. The people only need to be able to make a choice. Take 3 minutes. Do you want a heaven on earth? We would not be giving this to you if it wasn't real and we didn't know how to do it. We have everything in place. All we need is every individual's vote of consent to ratify it into full law. So in reality, humanity is home safe, if you will. The good people, the good ones. And yes, the darkness does not go forward. They have condemned themselves by their persistent actions, nefarious actions and deeds that are so revealing. So the stage is all set beautifully. It's just the individual people need to make the choices and come together. And this is the overall ascension that ascends ones out of the savage reality and into a sensible heaven on earth reality. So everything's already here. We have everything. That's why GPMS can be implemented in less than 24 hours worldwide as soon as we have the majority consent to do so. So the people now have a choice. Choose this existing system that is making you work perhaps 70, 80 hours a week, always for money, always drained of energy, and perhaps not having enough food or other comforts. Or choose GPMS, where you have full abundance, full food for everyone, all inclusive worldwide. You have a place to live free, you have a free vehicle. So it becomes a very simple choice for anyone to make. And it's not for anyone needing to understand all of the mechanics of GPMS. They already know that a majority rules. So people just ask yourself this question: what happens when the majority worldwide decides they want this free and abundant life and they consent with GPMS? Well, what happens? Your new world is ratified into law, is here. Everyone is in joy, peace, complete abundance, and thriving worldwide. So we've kept it so simple. And yes, it is all inclusive with the ascension. And that's why so many of you beautiful souls, including all of you sisters here, that's why we're still all here. We know the truth and we are good souls, but yet we're still here. We're not here to suffer. We're actually here because we have the mission to give GPMS and to implement it for all of the good souls here on earth. The darkness fades away organically by themselves. So all attention and energy should be put towards this. Don't worry about corruption. Don't worry about trying to get justice against criminals and corrupt politicians, because the system does not support you ever getting justice. So that becomes ridiculous for once to waste time on it. You need to have this new system where corruption cannot exist and where it does not, and where you don't need vengeance. So this is the transitioning of the way that ones need to think. What are you doing? Trying to get justice for centuries and centuries inside a system that doesn't give the people any justice? Isn't it time to let go of that mentality and create a world where everyone's happy? Because if you keep trying to get justice within the system, every day more and more people are dying. So ones need to look at, what are you actually doing? You're not assisting humanity by trying to get justice. You're playing into the trickery of the darkness, and that's where it becomes foolish. GPMS is wise. Gather all the people together that eradicates these things that are harming humanity. Thank you.
Yeah, so a little bit on the ascension subject. The people that believe on the ascension right now, they try to compare photo to see if something to the level of the cell, like a regeneration, may happen. Then probably they can see this time on the photo and they compare. But unfortunately, this camera does not show the truth about the image of the individual. It's catching a lot. Depending on the device and on the camera, we can show on our 30 or on our 80, depending, and also on the light. So what it is the truth there, and because this is a subject, a hot subject for those that started to be awake and to understand ascension, because this touch a lot of illnesses that could be people could be recuperated via the ascension, via regeneration. And also it is about the age, that it is a huge discrimination based on age on the working places. Then basically the people at this time have no health and have no money. So this touch all the population and all the families. So what can we say with this? Right now there are software that they try to compare you are faced with the other in general, and the people believe on that, believe on the artificial intelligence and go in there. And so it is another, how can I say, industry that it's bringing up with all this stuff together. So I'm not here to bring down any kind of the industry on this way, because could be very good, because by the end they will come with natural products and everything. So basically they will come to make good for the people. But at the same time, this how can I say, appearance, but not only appearance, because many people on their 40 or 50 or even on 30, when they are very ill, basically they want to have the cell regeneration even for their children in order to get rid of the illnesses, especially after everything that happened with the injection on the 2020. So what can you tell us about cell regeneration and this wave that is coming on this way, and what is happening with the people, and how basically can we start to regenerate this population that it's so ill after everything that happened, attack on humanity after 2020, and all this situation with industry, extremely rich people in the world, and a lot of poverty.
Well, with this, what I'll keep simple is about the appearance. If someone is worried or afraid of their appearance, that is fear-based. Most all of the advanced ones are not afraid what they look like, and many of the feminine, when they advance in that spirituality, they are natural. They don't even put any makeup on, and because they understand where the beauty actually comes from, and they don't have any insecurities. When you're looking at someone online today, every device, if you will, has some sort of a touch up your appearance. Those are deceitful things when ones do that, and it comes from a place of insecurity. Hi, brother Sergey. So really, in the ascension communities, this becomes a moot thing, a moot point, because once they're at a level to know that what their appearance is, it doesn't matter. The beauty is in the soul. It's not in what your physical appearance looks like. And this is also a deeper knowing and trust in the soul rather than judging one by what they look like, or even if they smoke organic cigarettes. These are judgments, issues that the individuals have not cleared in their being yet. These are insecurities. These are lower ego related, and so on and so on. With cellular regeneration, the first thing with this is that one needs to believe in it, and they need to have a certain quotient of love, which is the absence. They need to have a certain quotient of love and trust, which is the absence of fear. Then they begin to change their DNA, that they do begin to confirm regenerative attributes to their self, like their skin peeling, like their skin glowing, like they see their self getting younger. But the essentials are they have to let go of the fear normally. And for I and other, let's say, genuine twin flame peers, um, when I am together with a genuine divine feminine, when we activate love, our faces begin to change. You look at my face now, you might think I'm 40, 50, 60, but in the love energy, instantly, my face will change as well as my partner's to perhaps 20, 23, or 17 years old. but it's instantly done because of the purity of the individual, the absence of fear, and the trust. In reality, these physical vessels that everyone has here, you can keep these for billions of years once you access your own immortality, which is the fountain of youth, which is based on love and trust. So it's up to each individual with how they wish to look at these things, and it is very real. Anything I've said here can be attested by others. It's real and we know it and we can share it with others, but it's up to others to decide what they wish to believe. Do they wish to be in fear or do they wish to be in trust in absolute goodness and virtue? So these are the things that takes one's forward to where they can confirm it for themselves that it happens. With all the ones that you're speaking about sick worldwide, uh, I will say this, if God and divinity was not real, what you would be looking at right now is most of the planet, not most of the population, not even being here. Can you still hear me? Is this still working?
Yes, yes, yes. I can hear you very well. Yeah.
All right, yeah, the screen froze and things are. So ones need to know if God was not real, there'd be a lot less right on the planet right at this time. Now, it's also a matter of the choices that ones take. When they take fear choices, yes, they learn a lot, but comes a time when they stop taking those fear choices. So as they advance out of those sort of choices, they begin to change their physical vessel, the energetics, and their demeanor and everything with it, which is essential again and important to propel them forward. So you were saying, about many sick worldwide, many dying. Yes, children
Yes.
and of all ages, they are. Yes, and and a lot of these, let's say, very sincere divine ones, we could say it was a divine sacrifice to show others how toxic these nefarious deeds and intents by the darkness actually is. It has showed them many things. It has showed them a reason why the darkness has to go. And this is just in one way. And this, again, is what GPMS is here for, to transition humanity out of that savagery and out of that darkness. So everyone then can rejuvenate their physical vessels. What was written long ago in the Bible, they lived for hundreds of years because really you can. But what has occurred with the toxins, the chlorine in your water, the toxins in your food, the toxins in your air, and all of these things, cosmetics, even everything you put on your body, when they all contain toxic, unnatural chemicals and synthetic chemicals, yes, your vessel gets overloaded and it cannot rejuvenate to the capacity that it did before. That's why it's so important what we teach is be responsible to your vessel and keep it as clean as possible because there is in the past cellular regeneration would occur in humans typically every 7 years. Every cell in your body would be replaced with a new cell. But what occurred because of toxins and low density energy, ones would continue to age because the cells in your vessel, importantly, they carry a memory imprint
Mhm.
as well as chemicals that disrupt their performance. So if you have one in their cells that have an oversaturation of chemicals and junk that was right in the cell that could not be eaten and broken down, it is stored as garbage in the cell, but it takes up space in the cell. Then you have the DNA energetic imprint. And that energetic imprint, if one thinks they only live and have a physical death, then that is also in the cell as well. And it's programming the cell and your new cells that it produce to think that you die. And this causes and contributes to the aging process. So again, with the energetics, no, you don't die. You're immortal. Death is not what it appears to be. So once you have this in your cells and tell your physical vessel and its electromagnetic field in its entirety, and once you keep your cells clean of all of these unnatural, inorganic things, then your vessel produces more examples of cellular regeneration because you're keeping your cells at its ultimate performance. And then you will see these things as well, and they are very real. So, if that answered your question, thank you.
Yes, yes, for sure. Yeah, I understand about makeup, but by the end, makeup it is also color because the eyelashes are there. It is only the color that the people may put on. And we cannot see on the so-called professional orders and people today too much orange, yellow, and other beautiful colors and beautiful dresses, and we cannot show that. We cannot see that at this time. And natural law, it is all about color. It is all about nature. It is all about to be like the nature. So, and the beautiful that is coming from the exterior, it's also a part that it's influence the interior and everything and the color. We know about that. So a little bit, Serhi, he's guardian of GPMS Canada, and also Emily. She show up here. She's from the United States, native Indian, guardian of GPMS for years. Hello to everyone. So I wish for the people, we are like in a round table. So Serhi, what is happening in Canada, in Ontario at this time?
Yeah, hi everyone. Canada, it's like the same government doing many like I don't know things to put the pressure on the people. The same, it's inflation and just I don't know lack of support and trust to the governments, especially after people find out in the whole world about the COVID, like a pandemic. It was all staged, and it's just many questions to the Canadian government why we don't have the same hearing about our like official health representatives. And yeah, people asking many questions, but not doing like I don't know, choosing the divine plan because they just want to be in a judge position and just put the pressure on all represented on all the people who was like I don't know pushing the people to this pandemic, but it's all can be avoided just to voting in the divine plan, divine-gpms.world. And anyway, I'm trying to put many posts on a Facebook to check their attentions, just to turn them back to the divine plan, but very little reactions. Like just it's for them, I don't know, still in the judgment, still in the process to fixing the system, not just dropping this old like a garbage government system. They're just trying to fix it, but it's up to them to figure out. Yeah, and all, and I can add, it's like by my feeling, it's like energies for this August is very high, and all of this like a pressure going to be put on everyone who is negative, and especially it's like in the government places. So probably they're gonna be gone. And after, it will be easier to just, I don't know, speak with the people and put their attention to the divine plan. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, so Sergio, also a little bit an update from Romania. In Romania, also the people started to hear about the ID digital. They are not happy. They try to see how they can move forward on this situation. Option like changing things among them, but we know that this is not working. So we need a third party as a financial system still in order to make the transition from this system to something better. Also in Romania, the government at this time, it is also told public via the alternative media. The government at this time, it's creating list. This is not new for Romania. This happened also in the communism. Is creating list with the name of the people that are speaking against the communism, against the government at this time. So, and also the reaction of the population, it is that the population is waiting for a list of security agents to come live. Then all the population will start, this will circulate among the population, and then the security agents, probably on the number of 50,000 or 150,000, I do not know, it is still on the discussion, will be public, shown on the population, and the population will know who is their neighbor and what is doing. So I would say for this kind of the situation, this could be like a little bit of civil war there or something like, because, you know, when the population start to know the name of the security agents, and the security agents are making lists with the people that are speaking against the government. And at this time, it is about probably the 90% of the population that do not agree with the government. I do not know what will happen there, but I would say on this kind of the investigation, if there will be an investigation, will be a long time to spend on this kind of the investigation, to investigate all the population that is coming against the government. 90% of the population, yeah, so it'll be a huge work to be done. And we'll have a huge answer from the population when they will know who is there, the name of the security agents, and they start to make a list about who has who, how many houses. It's like, Rick, some people in Romania, they have 100 houses, or another one has 700 houses. So they are rich to the point on the house number. Yeah, no, this is huge. Yes, Rick. Yes, Rick. So this is about the imploding system and everything. So this is what is happening right now. You are
Oh,
having some.
yes, yeah. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes,
Can you
yes,
hear me now?
yes.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, one point I want to make is that wasn't it a few weeks ago, and I haven't checked on it, that let's say the Romanian land-based data, all of the ownership of the lands was all lost. But when I look at this with the possibility of, let's say, data going missing, when I look at any security agency trying to collect a database of names, when when the land, uh, what I'm trying to say is that I don't see these sort of things occurring, as you're saying. It's going to cause more and more people, yes, to rise up and to know what they need to do worldwide. But nevertheless, I don't know if this is still my screen is frozen, so I don't know if you're hearing me or not. I'll stop there.
Yes, I was able to hear you all the time. Yeah, so basically it is about to produce house. it is about probably to produce some civil war or some consequences against some. So basically, the population right now do not care about any kind of other solution in the front of the ID digital, as I started to understand in Romania. The population globally, it's basically they try to see exactly the people from the government that they try to act against them. Then from there, probably I do not know what may happen. So it's about house. It's not about order. To make order on this situation, it is basically to come on force with the implementation of universal laws. So this is the way, and this is why I'm saying, because the self-determination um, cannot be implemented without the implementation of universal laws. So this is all about. So I do not know, it could be also a possibility because we are already a couple of Romania people trying to bring natural laws, amongst the law, cosmic law, universal laws, what matter. It does not matter what it is the name there. It is basically by the same but in different from different perspective to bring this as in the system or a system for Romania. So it is a lot of work on this way, and I would say that more leaders trying to do something started a little bit to hear about, but there are already five of us at this time. Yeah, I believe there are five of us that try to do the same thing in Romania at this time, five leaders. And I'll be not surprised if I'm on some list of the government because but I'm not speaking against the government because my understanding it is that the government it's all about people inside. So if there's somebody is doing something negative, I would be more happy to see this turn on positive by the end, positive experience and let the fighting down and start to unite and move on the correct direction, then started this kind of the house and basically fighting. This is going nowhere and the ID digital is coming. Yeah, so this is from the space where I was born. Emily, what is happening in the United States? Because the United States, it is the land where the darkness hit the most. And basically the people from Romania, they are waiting the remedy to start from Romania because Romania, it is seen as the garden of the Mother Mary. So what is happening in the United States at this time?
Hi, I'm Emily, and I'm in the United States. I can't speak for what everybody else in the United States is doing. I can only speak for myself. I mean, it's not my job to form opinions on what everybody else is doing. So I focus primarily on what I do as a being and my role and my responsibilities, and everyone else is going to do what they want to do because everyone in America is under some serious indoctrinated religious beliefs, societal programming, mind control, media propaganda. It's just it's very alarming what is taking place in the United States. Surveillance cameras are going up everywhere. People are beginning to really become very agitated and irritated that our privacy and our rights have just been completely stomped on. And, you know, unfortunately, very unfortunately, a lot of people, that I attempted to guide years ago to not take the vaccines or to clean up their physical vessels, to change their eating habits, to change their patterns of behavior, they didn't listen. And that isn't on me. I have released the need to carry some weight of responsibility for other people's choices. I don't have that over here. This This vessel over here belongs to me. This is my energetic blueprint. And I do become a little annoyed, Beatrice, when I hear the word implementation of natural law. Natural law has been implemented as soon as creation was formed. And it's just, it isn't something that has to be implemented. It's something that just is. And I understand, on a collective mass global awakening, that bringing everyone together, bringing all of our strength together, bringing all of our peace together, bringing all of our power together, I know what that creates. And quite honestly, unless the people are willing to create the reality that GPMS is creating, then I don't have any power or control over those people. I have to sit back, observe, and allow them to experience the nonsensical programming and mind control that they want to experience. Because I've learned the hard way. I've learned the hard way. People will not be sick of suffering until they have had enough of it. And unfortunately, Americans are hung up in this competitive, egotistical, selfish, narcissistic corporate scheme that just wants to continue to exploit the human being. And it's tragic. It's absolutely tragic. The human trafficking over here in the United States, nothing is being done about it. The family court systems are still trafficking children in the family court system. And I heard Rick one time tell me, well, Emily, I can't support you because then I'd have to support everybody. But I clearly see him supporting a few people that he chooses and deems, holy enough for him to support. So he does that. And I'm still in the United States, unsupported, very little support from anybody in this movement because I won't perform the acts and the roles that they have picked for me. I've chosen myself. I've chosen to stand in my own divine, sovereign, free will and create the life and reality that I get to choose for myself as my natural birthright. So I still share the divine-gpms.world because I haven't seen another solution created anywhere. I haven't seen another solution created anywhere that even remotely comes close to what my core values and what my integrity represent. Even though I have my issues with what has taken place with the GPMS over the last 6 years, I'm allowed to have those issues and I'm allowed to speak on the things that I've experienced in the development of this system. I don't I don't know why anyone here on this panel or any other panel thinks that they have the right to speak for me. You don't. And what is really tragic is that I completely am self-aware that I've taken over. I've taken over your vessel if I'm the only thing that you can talk about. If you have to drag my character into your preliminary, panel to talk about me, I'm under you. You're literally under my control, and it's so sad because that is not the intention I ever had for anybody. The only intention I had was to use my pure heart, use my pure motives to do good things. And that has definitely been taken for granted, underestimated, and I don't appreciate it. And I mean, like I said, I choose myself.
May,
I've been
may I
telling y'all for
divinely
no, no, no,
interrupt
no, no.
there, Emily?
You
Are,
have to absolutely continue to interrupt
are
me
you
and show zero respect for my
no,
voice. You can
just
do
one.
that. Keep doing it. Keep doing it.
Emily, this is about divine GPMS. If you have issues and problems, this is not the place to bring it. This is a public
Well, I
meeting.
brought it to you directly. The last meeting I attended with you, Rick, you literally blatantly asked me a ridiculous question. You said, Emily, did you happen to manage me or not? And I'm like, you knew I managed. You knew I messaged you. You know that I messaged you, and you know the choice that you made to ignore all of my questions, ignore anything that I have to say. So you can sit here and pretend that you don't know. It's fine. My experience within this system, the Divine GPMS, is part of the experience. And if you're trying to erase it or silence it, that is not my issue. That has nothing to do with me, but everything to do with you.
You are, here's
I
what
have
you're
every right
doing.
to
You're
speak. I
trying
have
to
every
create
right. You're going to
conflict
project.
and impose
You're not going to.
this upon the people. You have an issue, that
What?
is your personal issue. If you have an issue with I,
It's not an
then
issue,
that
it's
is the
experience. And you're
issue
trying to
of
argue.
yours.
You're arguing my experience, and it's
Here's
invalid.
what
How
you're
are you going to
doing
argue
is
my
you're
lived
trying to,
experience, Rick?
here's
How are
what
you
my
going to argue my
experience
lived
with you
experience?
is that you're
What?
notorious at creating conflict. You
Oh,
always try to
really?
do this. And here, what are you
Oh,
doing here
it's
today?
me. It's me, right? It's all me. It's always me.
Emily,
You always flip it to you always make it about me instead of being
no, I
accountable for
don't. I
your
don't
part.
pay attention to your confrontations every time because you constantly attack to create conflict. That
I'm
is not what
speaking truth.
GPMS is about.
I'm
It's
speaking the
why you're
truth,
not
Rick.
It's why
I'm
you are
speaking the
not a
truth, Rick.
guardian
I'm
of
speaking the truth.
GPMS, and you're not
That
even
is a
a
lie.
representative
That is a
that
lie,
sent
dude.
the
You know
email
what? Since
saying, no, it's
this is
not.
you have
This
no
is
respect.
truth.
You do not have zero you have zero respect for what I am as a being.
I
None. And
ask
that's
you to
obvious.
leave this meeting. This is not about an online conflict. We're about
I'm not
harmony.
having conflict. I'm sharing
If you
experience.
have an issue,
I'm
you are
sharing experience.
disharmonic.
No, you have an issue with me sharing the experience that I've had, Rick.
Everyone, I just removed Emily because of causing conflict. That's not what we are. If she has an issue with me, she can take it private. She doesn't bring these things on this meeting. So may we resume back to higher vibrational, harmonious things that are not based in fear. Thank you.
Something about the word implementation. Yes, we have the universal laws inside of us. It is all about to recognize, but we are not living only alone. We are also living as collective. Then, when it is about to recognize as collective how we can work together, how we can share our lives together. So probably the word implementation, I do not know if it is the best one, but it is one that it is recognized today. Words as system, implementation, or yes, we have the universal laws inside of us. At the same time, in order to create an environment for us in order do not be under the actual artificial system, artificial laws, in order to start to recognize universal laws that are the true laws. Probably the word implementation will be still used for the people to understand what it is the action here, what we are doing with GPMS. Yes, Rick.
There appears to be a misconception with the use of the word implementation. If we look at intrinsic natural rights, yes, they're all here, but they're not recognized and they're not respected. Upon the implementation of GPMS, they are all recognized and they are all respected along with the unlimited abundance. So if, let's say, they're already implemented, then why is this world in such a state that it is? That becomes nonsense for anyone to think that they're implemented as a whole or not. GPMS is implementing this as a whole for humanity. So I kept that as simple as possible in case any had any misconceptions on what the definition of implementation that we use. Thank you.
A little bit on something that I heard before. It was about the inflation and about the interest. I wish for all the people that are thinking on the inflation and interest to know that both of them are artificial. Um, with universal laws, this does not exist. This is an invention, how the people may come under the inflation and how the people can borrow money with interest. Um, yeah, and basically we are not on the debit cards, we are on the credit cards all the time and credit lines that we have to pay back and everything. So our value it is not recognized. This is the reason that um, there are also definition about inflation and interest. It is a lot of programming inside of the actual system via the education, all the people, professional and everything, they understand inflation and interest, but they do not understand how to uh, that the money is unlimited, and they do not even some may understand that, but still they do not understand how the poverty, how we can eradicate the poverty and the slavery in the world because nobody did that before. So I would say if you understand what inflation is and you can explain that, and also if you understand and you have definition about the interest and you understand how this function and everything, please repeat for yourself many times the definition and whatever you understand versus the information that it is coming from the universal laws, natural law, that the poverty does not exist. This is harm. And we can create abundance where poverty and slavery does not exist, just to respect, do no harm as law, that it is universal principle and also universal laws or cosmic laws or Zamolxa law or this kind of the laws that are the real laws. And basically, it is just to start to be recognized, then the poverty and the slavery does not exist, and the inflation and the interest, you may start to see this is just an artificial thing. It is a creation. It is based on definition where the systems start to think that um, this is all about, then you find everywhere inside of the system that you believe that this is reality. The people start to believe that this is reality because it is everywhere in the system today. Yes, Rick.
Yeah, I see once used the term universal law or laws. What I wish to say is GPMS is slightly different from that. And the description of GPMS law is simplified divine law. And it's important for ones to distinguish the slight differences between a universal law and a simplified divine law. It's not that GPMS is implementing what everyone thinks is a universal law, because that also has been manipulated and twisted over time. So that's why we say simplified divine law of do no harm, work in harmony, and everyone's rights is upheld and respected together. So it's important, there are the universal laws of one, the universal laws. You could say that the simplified divine law is founded upon some of those principles as well. However, to secure the individual's inherent unalienable rights, we take it a little bit further than that, and we introduce the principle of do no harm on a wide scale worldwide, because this is divine order. So, as you were seeing with, let's say, a natural law, yes, it already exists. However, it is not in divine order. It has got chaotic because of the beast system. So I just want to um, elaborate and add some clarity on that. Thank you. And just if I didn't say it before, I removed Emily from this because she was creating conflict and making unfounded allegations and accusations. This is not what GPMS is about. So, for any of the viewers, we're not about conflict. We're about working together in harmony. Individuals may have issues, but those issues are with themselves or with another to resolve. It's not part of the big community of what we are. Any disputes can be settled between individual members on their own accord. Some may have vengeance and aggression and a vendetta towards others, but that's not what GPMS is. And as I'm on to this with our contributor space, our membership space that I'm saying perhaps in a week, I believe, we had a meeting last night, and we will have this up. And, some of the simple laws is to have respect. And in that, what is provisioned and is also on our website, goodness and equality. So everyone to be good and respect each other. And childish fighting and cat fights, if you will, that belongs to a lower dimension of fear. It's not what GPMS is. Once again, so many have accusations and continue to attempt to create conflict, but those issues are with them. There is no conflict with what GPMS is. And openly saying this, I've come under attack and accused of many things, yet I'm still here because I'm in integrity. So one's if they have anger, I don't do anything wrong to anyone. But from their perspective, they may think that. But again, this is not GPMS. We're about bringing everyone together where no one is fighting. And again, we don't energize these things. So I took Emily off of here because she was causing disharmony. She was causing conflict. This is not what we're about. This is why you have to have equality and goodness and respect. And it's why you have to have a simplified divine law that is structured as such because of these examples like this, when you have ones fighting because they have their own personal issues and they try to involve more in it. These are ones that create conflict. And this is part of the problem with the world today. And any that, you know, get involved in this, I'll also take it like these are drama things. And the more that ones contribute to the drama, because it's negative, it's fear based, then it causes bursts of that to come out. So ones also need to be conscientious. Are you supporting and are you entertaining drama? Are you entertaining harmony? And this goes worldwide with the people. You now have a choice to entertain harmony rather than chaos, what you have. And you'll see examples of this. You see examples of the shootings. I think there was one the other day again. I just don't recall where ones go in and shoot people, if you will, which is absolutely absurd and ridiculous. But it's these ones in their instability and in their aggression and in their fear that are doing these types of things worldwide. It's these ones that are controlled and manipulated by the darkness to do these things. So, having said that, this is what I say truthfully. I'm not here to say to be a people pleaser. I'm here, I need to speak the truth, and I do speak it. And what I openly say anyone that is out there supporting, let's say, the Trump administration with everything that is going on, I suggest for them to take a moment and look at what you're supporting. See, Brother Sergey has his hand.
Yeah, I can add it's like energy is very strong and it's energy is pushing negative from the people everywhere. It doesn't matter you have a divine soul or you just, I don't know, awakening right now. It's like look like everybody under the pressure and all negativity is coming out. So we need to watch our actions, our thoughts and everything what we're doing. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And also about Trump administration, it's like they doing it's like they just creating the quantum, I don't know, system. They just wanna put everybody on the quantum computer and control everybody. They're just trying to copy the mother and father God in the quantum world. So this is all artificial. It's just maybe gonna work for somebody who's gonna be trapped in there, but basically sooner or later every soul will recognize it's artificial. We don't need it. We have a like mother, father, God, our soul, it's creation, it's all natural. We don't need this artificial quantum financial system or all this quantum nonsense. Yeah, AI and robotics is going to be helpful, but on the people, like, I don't know, observation, but not on the, I don't know, some limited elites. So we don't need that. Yeah, sorry guys, I need to go. It was nice to chat with you. See you next time. Yeah, have a beautiful day. Thank you very much.
Yes, so our sister there, Agnes, thank you so much, Serhi. Thank you so much. What is happening in Germany and what it is the people reaction of do no harm?
So I for myself can only add that I'm feeling very positive energy at the moment, and I'm focusing on with the energy to clean, to order here, and I'm getting more or less in this world and looking what's outside in the news because it's for I more it's like comedy and crazy. So I'm still when I have the possibility to have a talk and give the card and also share it in social media, and we made also videos with Sister Nya. So that's my focus, and I feel this what Sergi said, this pressure of the energy. So I feel we can use it also, just what I said, to clear the vessel, the rooms where we are, because it's very strong at the moment. And so for me it feels very good because I'm doing and I'm acting, and I'm my energy can flow at the moment. And yeah, that's what I can add to the Divine GPMS. And I have I had some conversation with a lady. So when I have it, I see a lot of poverty here, and everyone is also see the things like that's we need a change. So I would say I make it at the moment still at the small places, and where I have the possibilities, and also what I said, just to share it, just to share Divine GPMS everywhere, and just a name, and yeah, that's what I can share. Thank you very much for letting me speak short time.
Yeah, sure, we are on a round table, so everybody may come and speak, and the invitation it is there. Lodi, my sister, so what is happening on Philippine, you add all the time consents and This is just amazing. So the number increase all the time. Thank you.
Yeah, yes, thank you for this opportunity to share what's been going on. Um, as with the beast system that we all know is already imploding, um, there is an ongoing protest from the indigenous brothers and sisters because Pax Silica is um, threatening to dislocate them from their ancestral domain. I've heard that it's, I think, a 19 hectares land area that the government is planning to use as a silica hub in the Philippines, in the northern part. So that's why I am somehow feeling the pressure that we have to do this faster. So that is just one of the reasons. But of course, oh, I'm very thankful with the brothers and sisters who are actively sharing GPMS right now.
This,
And I am happy to share also that some some brothers and sisters who have contributed their efforts since 2023 are now connecting again with me and sending me the list of names. No, sorry. I'm sorry. I have a mixed emotions right now. So it's all I can share for now. Thank you. Thank you to all
it's
of the
fine,
brothers and
sister.
sisters.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much. And you know what you were touching on is the evil and wickedness, as you were saying, of ones trying to take them, off of their land, and it is indeed these sort of things, and it's conflict and again fighting with ones and doing these sort of things, and we're to bring again everyone together as we're doing in harmony and do what is right and what's uplifting and supporting each other in the good ways of doing this. And yes, there are dark actors out there, but again, it's my belief that there are majority are good people, but I already know this. They are good souls, and one's it's becoming more and more evident by the actions and deeds of ones who is actually the darkness is on the big scale. What you're seeing, they're very desperate, they're very afraid to control humanity, and that's what they're attempting to do. But for them, and they constantly fail because more and more awakens and sees exactly what is wrong by the examples. So, and it is quite a time and a trying time, for us to be here. But sister, we persevere, as you know, and no matter what occurs, we get through this. And again, the only way to do it is through working together with harmony and unity and the great numbers. And I, for one, am so grateful for all of our Filipinos, brothers and sisters, and especially you, Sister Lodi, with your genuine soul and everything that you do. And I see it and I love it to the fullest, and that is true. And again, one thing, one thing that I love is that, it's was prophesied if you will, that it's quite possible the new world starts in the Philippines. And I loved that when I saw that what you put out. And it is, the way we're going. Look at this. What's occurring in the Philippines. Your two sisters now coming back. You're creating a bigger unified force there and getting the consents. And at the same time, in the political arena, everything that is happening also in the Philippines is showing the people more and more the reason why they got to create the new world as well. So everything has that value towards it. It's just that it's taking quite a bit of time and continuously. In the past, I don't want to create anything. You see at GPMS the attempts of separation and division, and that's how the darkness works to create conflict. And this is what I was speaking about a bit ago, and we had a prime example of this today. So it's what we, are up against, but we are supported by God. And again, we persevere. We're not doing this just because we just solely believe in it. We know it, and we see this. And with every attack, it only shows more people why we need to do this and why people need to also change their ways as well, and to come together respectfully as one and do what is right. This is not about the self. Like I said, I could be selfish. I can't be, but if I was selfish, I'd be out in the mountains somewhere, enjoying myself, doing less and less work. But it's not about me. This mission is about all of the children and about all of humanity and bringing everyone together to secure that future for humanity. And everyone has to lay aside their indifferences and come together and work in harmony with the one common goal. Fighting, attacking, aggression, that is all things of the darkness to cause separation and fear. But when we see these examples, we utilize it for our benefit because others see it and it gives them more of a reason why we need to do this. And it's not about ourselves. Like you, Sister Lodi, a prime example. Hundreds of thousands of names perhaps you have put in here. You didn't need to do that, but you're doing it because of your beautiful, selfless service to humanity, to all of the brothers and sisters and children, not only in the Philippines, worldwide. You are an example of ultimate goodness worldwide, the selfless service. So I use you as a beautiful example of that because you are. I have never seen you cause any form of a conflict. You're always genuine, you're always pleasant. You're always doing things that are good for others. So with with that, I'm getting a little emotional because I can feel you too, sister. So I'll hand this back to our host, Sister Beatrice. Thank you.
Yes, there are a lot of groups that recognize things about the weather. They are keeping still moving with the technology that it is used to create this phenomena on the weather, like thunders, lightning, tornado, flooding, and all this kind of stuff. So um, you said that on December 2024, the weather started to be on the hand of God, but the people are also asking exactly who is God. It is recognized as the quantum field. how the quantum field it's managing this kind of stuff that is happening with the weather during this time, if it is the God in charge, because the people know about the bad technology that it is used to create problems like fires and everything on the weather. So what it is there, the situation and how this weather will continue or what is happening. And who is God?
Well, who is God? First way I'll answer that, it depends on the individual and who is asking. For example, some think that they are God, and then there are others that believe that God is a supreme entity. Then there are others that just believe that there is only a source order with no independent supreme being. So it depends on, who is asking the question, who is God? What I give, God is very real, the supreme entity, Father God, as well as Mother God, that I interact with. And also is why this is the mission for Earth. For I know, and I share this with others. So it's up to each individual what they wish to believe as the version of God. But if any individual was to go into deeper research about their self and their existence, I fully believe they'd come out at the end of doing all of that, and they would finally recognize that God the Father and Mother God is very real. As for the storms and these sort of things, ones need to realize that any storm and any natural disaster, if you will, is made up of energetics. It's made up of disharmonic, chaotic energetics, is what creates it. So when you have calm and harmonic situations, you have a calmness in reality. So, energetically, worldwide, with the darkness at creating fear, conflict, suppression, wars, all of these sort of energetic energies add to creating and compounding more and more storms, more devastating earthquakes, and what have you. So one's every individual here on earth, every human soul needs to also look deeper at their responsibility with their actions, with their emotions, with their deeds, and look at the fear emotions if they still have them, because aggression, if you will, does cause disharmonic energy. Fear from one's not knowing where they're going to get their next meal. But when you have about 1 billion right now worldwide that they don't know where their next meal is coming from, that combined energy is a great fear instrument in itself. Then, when you have the rest of the world suffering from huge inflation, making them work longer hours and hours and becoming drained, then you are adding more negative energy into the mix. And this is part of the reason why these unprecedented storms and things are occurring worldwide. So at the same time, GPMS is harmoniously attempting to bring everyone together to create a peaceful, harmonious world in all extents, a peaceful environment, and a peaceful humanity. And it is the biggest threat to the darkness. So they do whatever they can. If they can manipulate ones to attack it, they have tried that. But it doesn't work. But it doesn't stop them from trying, because it's the only thing that the darkness has left. Their time has ended long ago, and this is it playing out. So many have already judged themselves, they have already condemned themselves, but that is their choices. They had the free will choice of to do what is right or to do what is wrong. And it's their choices that is their judgment and their self condemnation. And it's also their choices, even with souls, to what they experience in this reality. If you have nasty, aggressive ones, they're going to keep attracting negative things to them. And if you have peaceful, loving ones, they're not going to be attracting the negativity that a negative one would. We're still here in an overall dense, negative, charged at times reality, but it's because of all of the good light ones and their good, loving, nurturing, and supporting ways that are keeping the ship afloat. If it was not for the divine ones, and most of these are divine feminines that are beautiful in their heart, in their harmony, that keep things afloat, humanity would not have a prayer in hell. Pardon the pun, but this is the truth and reality of it. So, what I say to all of you beautiful sisters and brothers, keep in the harmony, keep in the trust, and keep going forward. And we didn't come here to lose. This we had already won, and the divine plan is written for everyone, and it only takes them about 3 minutes to choose it. And this is the beauty of it. I got to set out for a moment. Thank you.
So, Sister Lodi, what it is, uh, how basically how GPMS it is promoted in Philippines is like among the people, or it is also there are also leaders there that they present to the population, because I know that part of the population they have no money um, to pay unlimited internet. Other people have no touching screen, to share. So how the sharing of GPMS it is done in Philippines?
I believe that it is a part of the culture of the Filipinos to share whatever they have, be it in food or whatever blessings they have on hand. Um, Filipinos are very well known for being hospitable. So I think that's it. That's the very core of being a Filipino. So the ones that are doing the legwork are on the very baseline of the society. They have nothing of wealth or whatever. What they share is the hope. The hope that they see. So I think that is what moves them. Thank you.
Yes, sister, I do understand that it is the hope. And basically, we are waiting for the people to come on what it is called as fifth dimension, and then from there, the word as it is now could be a different word for tomorrow. And basically, even that many things are said against the religion, the people there in the church are still saying one truth. Let the evil to go, then come in your power and do good things. So this is all about do no harm. So I do not know how we can unite quickly in order to make a real impact, a real change. But do no harm, it is on the way. I would say it is recognized everywhere. And many people basically they are asking do no harm. When we see the protest, when we see the pro and test, this is a test pro. It is to see what the people are asking there. Then the government may react or not. It is basically the people are asking do no harm on a specific issue. When you go inside of a church and you hear the leader and the priest there and basically everything that it is told, it is start do no harm by yourself, be a good one and love each other. Then from there the evil it is gone because you do not have place in a community, in a collective where nobody harms. So when you go even today on the working place, on the corporation, that we do not want to see corporation anymore because of everything that happened against the people, but when you go there, when you read their code of ethics, minimum on reading, you find on the reading do no harm. When you go inside of reading the constitution, it does not matter if the constitution is based on rules that are some of rules that uh, does not take place, so basically are not respected even by those that they are making these rules. So, but even there on the reading, you find do no harm. So do no harm, it is everywhere, but it is not respected. It is not saying the word implemented as collective, as respect. And this is what creates the issue. This is why we are waiting for the consents to come, but the consents are not really coming, only from the Philippines or a little bit from the exterior of the Philippines, but it's not really coming in force. So this is my question too for the people, how we can, I'm not saying enforce like a system, but it's not the best word, or probably the best situation to describe it's make our environment like do no harm, getting out of all toxic environment and start to create that. This is all about. So everyone wants that when you are asking, but in reality, nobody is giving even one consent for 2 minutes. So we do not know how to make the population to take action on this direction and not on other sophisticated direction that basically are fighting the problem on the system. Because all the problem disappear when we just gather on the solution to create the environment of do no harm around us. Yes, Rick.
Oh, thank you. I really wasn't going to say much on what you were saying. I was going to go into, we're restructuring the landing page on the website as well. And this will make it more easier for ones to follow. And again, it's with the law in the easy layman's terms, if you will, for ones that have not had the opportunity to understand law to the extent and to understand the power of the rights, if you will. So we're restructuring the website again to put it in more order. And we have done this periodically through the course of time, because as we evolve into the different energetic settings of reality, then we adjust and evolve the website as well when it's time. So we are doing that, and again, I'd mentioned this, I believe, last week for once to keep an eye out because we are restructuring the website, and yeah, we'll at some point be working on this. And as I mentioned earlier, the contributor, excuse me, the contributor membership website space is almost ready. And that is a harmonious community. No conflicts or any of these things will be tolerated in it. There is the divine order with that. Again, that's not what we're about. It's goodness and equality, which provisions these sort of things. Um, and can you still hear me, Sister Beatrice? It looks like my screen might have
Yes, yes. No,
froze.
no, it's everything is correct. Oh, right now I cannot hear you. After you
All
said
right.
you hear me. Yeah, right now.
All right, thanks. So currently yeah, can you, all right, great. Yeah, so we currently have over 410,000 consents, perhaps almost 57,000 of those consents are children. So we have ones from all ages so far that have contributed, have consented with GPMS. Um, Also, what we need is, as we go forward, is more guardians of GPMS, and that is a slight orderly vetting process to ensure that the guardians are genuine, uh, in their goodness, guardians as well. But also there comes a deeper responsibility with that to be able to stand uh, shoulder to shoulder with brothers and sisters on the global panels when we have these, and to also be, at least informed in the simplified divine law of respecting others, cause no conflict, cause no harm, and these sort of things. So, with that, we wish to have guardians to that extent. So I have taken it upon myself to vet the guardians, and I do this with divine order, and it's not about how guardians, it's about how they answer the questions, if you will. So, and there needs to be, without any guardians of GPMS, which is the head leadership, there would not be any GPMS. It would just be going in circles. So, with anything, with any movement, you always need a leadership, and you need to have the respectful guardians of that. For example, if I did not vet guardians, what you would have would be dark trolls coming in and appointing themselves as guardians to cause conflict, separation, and division. These are the tactics of darkness, and we've seen it before in the past. So there needs to be a divine order. So we are not equal in darkness and evil doings. We are equal in goodness. So anyone that is of, let's say, wickedness and darkness, no, they are not part of GPMS. They may think they are, they may say they are, but divinely and energetically, no, they are not. They do not represent what GPMS is. And having said this, we're looking for every member, everyone that consents with GPMS is an actual representative of GPMS. its qualities, its values, its goodness, and its virtues. And having said this, there have been dark ones in the past that have consented with GPMS because they had underlying motives and agendas. And with this, yes, they were a representative of GPMS, but not a bona fide representative, as was shown through their actions and deeds. How can one be a representative of divine truth and law when they do not act in that way? So this is part of their own self-judgment as well. And however, having said this, everyone is a representative of GPMS that acts in what GPMS is. So I keep this very simple, and it's reasonable. Anyone, I should not even need to explain it, but there needs to be a divine order to keep out of the invasive conflict and ones with ulterior motives and agendas as in the past. So yes, I don't need to go further with that. So having said this, we're looking for more representatives and also more guardians to volunteer, to stand, to do the right thing, and of course in harmony, not conflict, and with it. So that is kept simple. So Sister Agnes, I believe, put a question in there. And not, it's a good question, Agnes. May you elaborate upon it, please? Thank you.
Yes, because you said we are looking for representatives. So children or members which are under 18 years, where the parents sign for them, could be also, more in public like this. That was my questions. If it is possible, because I find it very important that the children, and also from wherever they come, we hear the voices, what they have to say also, which were already members or together with the parents. I don't know how it is possible, but yeah, that was my question. I hope it was clear.
Yeah, well, that's an excellent question. Sure, why not? Let's say a 14-year-old, yes, they are a representative of GPMS. Even the one day old baby is an actual representative, but it becomes their own choice uh, as to what they wish to do with it. But again, I love let's say for even a 7-year-old child to be a genuine representative of GPMS, because everyone is, there is no with that everyone acts on their own accord and with respect for everything. But yeah, sure. We need children, there to share to their the other children and their comrades. And also, we have provisioned parts of a curriculum in the past to put in schools. Like we were told in Thailand, they were educating the children on it, and not only Thailand, Uganda. So when you have the children in schools becoming aware of this, yes, there can be the beautiful representatives to share it with their school friends if they come in contact with it. Because this is about all of humanity, and especially the children, giving the children the free choice and opportunity to freedom and abundance and in their full security. Now, also what we're provisioning for the restructuring of the website, I already have it prepared. We just need to get it put on there. It begins also to um, uh, at 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 these points, it begins to support that and to support the children's future. So yeah, I love it. I love to, as you know, I'd love to see 200 representatives out there with GPMS. I keep so busy, and I just love to be in the background, to be a consultant. And back in December of 2024, was it? Whenever we had that kerfluffle with GPMS, just before that, I had told, Brother Lee that Father had told me that he was taking things in his hands, and I was stepping back to be in just a consultant in the background because I was going to focus on my divine teachings, getting them written, and get them out there. And the reason I brought this up is because it's connected to what Father said with things occurring worldwide, that he was taking it more into his own hands because it was obvious that certain things had to occur to prepare more of humanity to make a choice in that. So I was ready to step back, and I did step back for about 3 months as it allowed things to occur that also provided more revelations and things for ones as well. But nevertheless, yes, again, just going back to the point, I'm so busy every day with what I do, and most of that time in the last couple years has been with GPMS, doing everything that I can for humanity. And again, I've even said this out publicly. Um, I work from the time that I get up, more or less till I go to bed. Things that I do is not really for Rick, and I don't need it to be for Rick. And I live very conservatively off of mostly donations that has me at or below the poverty rate of Canada or the Netherlands, but I'm fine. I don't need it. Everything I'm doing is for humanity. But the point I'm making is that, and I know all of you would agree, we need more guardians and more representatives stepping up to carry the torch. And Sister Beatrice put this request out a few weeks ago on one of our meetings saying we need more guardians and we need more representatives. Yes. And so we put it out again. So the more hands make the light work. And we had a very good guardians contributors meeting last night at dealing with things, at taking things forward, not only for all of GPMS members but also, for all of humanity in the world that will soon be a part of GPMS. So anyone watching that may be only seeing four of us here, no, there's more than that in the background, if you will. And everyone is so busy, they are doing what they can do. But again, the more that we have that are able to volunteer to spread the awareness of GPMS and also to volunteer with other tasks in administration and logistics with GPMS to, let's say, generate even more content to get the digital or social media uh, representatives of GPMS to distribute and get it out there. You know, everything that we do does affect the whole. So, thank you. I'll stop there. But a great thing, yes, about the children. And please, if anyone knows that there is a child under 18 that is a representative of GPMS and out there in the field, please let me know so I can support that child by putting the not financially supporting what I'm saying, by supporting what the child is doing, by spreading awareness as well of the beautiful child or children, so we can show the world, you know, that this needs to be done and we're doing it for the children, and to see all ages participating and helping out with getting this done. So thank you.
Yes, so we are already almost in 2 hours of meeting. And what I wish, because I see right now the three of you have the seal. I'll have also soon the seal too. But I don't know if I would respect the screen on the beautiful pink color. It is a very beautiful one, but at the same time, I like my flower. So the white one. I wish to share the seal, because the seal, it is extremely important, and I will let the people know why. So just a little bit to share the screen. First of all, where the people can find the information about the seal. We have the page of divine-gpms.world, the divine plan and the ascension. Then we have the seal. What it is here on the seal, if we may see, it is about on the Father God blue color, universal nation. And on the beautiful pink color of the Mother God, universal jurisdiction. So right now a little bit on this universal jurisdiction, because the seal that have also the wings, because we ascend and everything, a little bit on the universal jurisdiction, because the people so what it is the understanding at this time, and what are the questions? So the people understand the jurisdiction of civil law, common law, that we are saying all the time. Don't look on this one, they're artificial. At the same time, the people hear about cosmic laws, universal laws, etc. And they like that. They can go even to read about. And right now, this extraction from, how I would say, of the heart of these laws, of do no harm, with respect of do no harm and self-determination, in order to guide the humanity to make the correct transition from the actual system into heaven on earth system. How it has a universal jurisdiction, another jurisdiction than the civil law, common law, and basically because we are saying right now, this is another jurisdiction that basically these laws are not recognized that we have today. They are artificial, don't look to them. Everything will go down, will be just do no harm, then from there we start. So it will be like a cleanup done in order for the people to go on the correct direction. Right now, this universal protection, universal jurisdiction, because the jurisdiction is something that allow us to create a financial system or financial system to develop our life, or with the self-determination and etc. How this is working, so how this will be our protection for our universal nation, so how this is working. this
Well,
jurisdiction?
typically, yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, typically the jurisdiction is the authority, and actually the people are the authority. So even though it's not a majority yet, the people that are already part of GPMS comprise a jurisdiction. They comprise an authority. So to keep this simple, and I think we have it explained also on the website, but again, it's not about educating humanity on everything because we don't have time. But with the universal jurisdiction means that we have the authority, which we do, and the people do combine together. It's when you look at any nation, if you will, it's because the majority of the people vote to support a government that gives it its jurisdiction, because it's to be a representation of the people. But this is the illusion of the old system. It is the opposite of the actual universal jurisdiction of the people, which are the full authority. So, written in law and international law, even that in times of tyranny in any country, if you will, the onus, the responsibility is upon the people themselves to establish law and order. And this is where it is jurisdiction, because it always defaults to the people to establish jurisdiction, authority, law, and order, especially when ones are being harmed. And when, let's say, a nation is threatening its civilization and its people because of its government's actions. So it becomes the moral obligation and responsibility for the people to stand together and take the action and take authority with their jurisdiction, because the people are actually responsible for their governments. They voted their governments in. The governments would not exist if not by the people supporting them. And this is why the people now have a choice to vote for your government, your existing system, or vote for the full freedom. And the people are the actual jurisdiction. Politicians are actually employers of the people, although they flipped it around because their system is a system of deception and illusion. It's not founded on law. It is unjust. It's not founded on just. So when I look at, I'll use Austria as an example with Nya's case. And what we had is the lower court discriminating against her because of her beliefs and using that as a basis to take her children. The court could not prove that Nya harmed her children in any way. So it resorted to attacking her beliefs, which is discrimination. Then that went from the lower court to the next higher court up, where we had another two or three judges discriminating against her beliefs as well to keep her children from her. When Yah is the most perfect, amazing mother of the children. But the darkness was so desperate to take these children, it risked its entire judicial system to do so. But in the event of doing it, it shows that their judicial system is unjust. It's not lawful. It's biased. It cannot function as a judicial system once this truth is known by more and more. And it is expanding not only in Austria, Switzerland, Germany, um, and around Europe, as well as all of the world. So the thing is, they will tell you that there is law, but it's not just law. This is the thing. The just law resides with the people's jurisdiction of doing the moral and right things. This is the moral obligation of law. So the people are the actual power. Now, I explained it in a slightly different way, but ones can visit the website or public law website, and you can begin to learn more about true law, absolute law, and what is just law. And what you can do, there are the things that we apply, which is the test of law. And you can just Google the test of law, and apply it to any of your existing judicial systems today. And you will see they will all fail because they're not law. And because they're not law, they do not have authority nor jurisdiction. Divine-gpms has authority and jurisdiction because of its simple divine laws of upholding all of the unalienable, inherent, intrinsic rights of the individual and with do no harm. This is the highest law on earth, the highest law that is also mentioned in things like natural law, universal law, and human rights. So this is fully concretely founded upon those, and it makes it the concrete jurisdiction of the people, which is the highest authority. And any judicial system or police or any of that or military that attempts to go against GPMS, they're acting unlawfully. They cannot do it because it's not, they cannot, and I should not need to explain all of these things out, but truly the people need to know their ultimate power, but also they need to know their moral obligations of standing up and doing what is moral and what is right, especially to protect all of the children worldwide, all of the hungry, all of the senior citizens, all of the disabled ones, all of the sick ones. Something has to be done, and that something is divine GPMS. Thank you.
Okay, so GPMS recognize the law of one. We are part of the same divine, and we are everything. It is interconnected, and also do no harm. So we are one. There are no borders. Everything that is good is coming from we are one. And also, I would say for all the people from the government that they may hear our video, what it is this government, institution and everything, this is a creation where the people, some people are working. So it is nothing else. What would be for us to come together and to create what it is good if this government of today are so I would say are so making everything around that basically it's coming against the people and put the people that are not working for the government to criticize all the time the government, and basically the people working for the government, they do not want to be criticized. So basically, what are we doing here? Fighting each other, but we are one. So, and what it is, who is the divider? The divider, it is basically the law. It is the civil law, the common law. This is the divider. Because the people working for the government, they need to pay their invoices. So they need a job. Then they found a job there. Then they have to respect the law that it is recognized by all others today. But these laws are coming against the people. Then the people started to fight with the other people that basically they are employees of the so-called government. So this is the action that it is seen already. And the people that they are not employees from the government, they try to make proof on the others that they are employees from the government. So the fight is there and the division it is there. But probably it is the time to start to see who is the divider. The divider, it is the artificial law created. Can we come together in a place? It does not matter inside of that institution, outside of that institution. Can we come together in a place and to recognize do no harm and the law of one? We are part of the same divine and everything it is interconnected. And start just to go to create something that everybody wants to do that. It's about abundance. It is about peace in the world and everything that it is needed for any family, for any child, and protecting the life on earth. If this resonates with you, it does not matter what it is, your status there on the so-called government institution today. Nobody is doing nothing because we are here for do no harm. And what we want, or what I really want, is just to unite and take the correct direction and nothing else. So I hope that my message, heart to heart, probably may resonate today or one day. Then from there, we start. So eliminating the fighting is just simple like that. And put away everything that could come against to divide us and start to work on the correct direction and start to make proof of the true self-determination, where I'm saying all the time, care versus control. Sometimes the care, it is like could be seen as a control, but the care, it's when you do not want everything that you try to bring up to be damaged. But the control, it's something else. Then the control basically will come in another direction. And the people of today, after years and years of explanation of the pyramid system and the control of the darkness, they understand very well this control. So if the control will be still kept over the people will eliminate the control in time. I'm very sure about that. So right now, in order just to go in another direction, we should unite. Many people are saying under one umbrella. Right now, this umbrella after that will be all the time put on question. It does not matter where it is this umbrella created. But if the people divide on under many umbrellas, there is still a division. But anyway, if the message it is the same of do no harm, to make like the environment created of do no harm, to respect do no harm, and the self-determination, then the people are coming on the correct direction. And probably on this way, finally, we'll be able to turn the bad action that are created by the artificial system, artificial law of today in very good constructive action. So it is all about action and how we can get rid of this law that do not allow us to do good things. And I will get only one example that I told about that in the past. because of the homeless and everything that is happening, and I know that this is kept by the law. I understand very well that because we can do something very quickly and different for the homeless today in North Alberta. And I was to speak with a county. This is like government institution there. So the one of the receptionists, when I started to share the message heart to heart, when I asked her, do you know that if you have a piece of land and if you allow by the law to bring a mobile that it's older than the years that it's right now on the paper, because these years is still good, and basically we eliminate the homeless quickly and use that until we can create something better. And she said, yes, 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 I know. So it's just a little bit of working time there. But this working time could be if we gather people to do that for free. So basically this could be a collective action, then we can solve hundreds, not only one or one family, hundreds of people today in need of the housing. So basically she let the head down, and it was very clear, yes, I know, but it's not possible because we are kept with the law. So this is all about. So right now we can understand each other very quickly and very easy. So what it is the divide, who is the divider? It is this law. It is this law that protects basically corporation, where the corporation have owners that basically they are few, but even these owners, they are not necessarily the bad ones. They were kept in this way to sing and to dance inside of a system in order to have for themselves and their family what it is needed. So can we unite despite all this happening in such a way that we are able to build an environment of do no harm and to respect that, to start to create abundance, then the poverty absolutely will go, and the order is do no harm. If your answer it is yes, if you hear the message, then please come. And when we are speaking about, because this is also frustration all the time, guardians, representative, blah blah blah, it does not matter the word. When you protect do no harm, in order for do no harm and self-determination to become your environment, you are already in the good direction. If you are already in the good direction, it does not matter who recognizes you or not, you are there. Then just unite and create what it is necessary to create. So eliminating any kind of the conflict and any kind of the attack to one individual or a group of individual or something like, the question is, are we able finally to unite and to create the correct direction, in the correct direction, and create abundance and everything needed with respect of do no harm and self-determination? The question it is, the answer could be yes or no. If it is no, all of us are losers. If it is yes, then the heaven on earth as environment starts. This is my message, because under the attack, conflicts, discussion and everything, something has to be done in order to start. And if the proposal of today it's not yet considered enough by some, then think what could be done on the way, and others that they can see as the solution, then go on the solution. Others that they want to accept the environment, but they criticize few that they are doing that. Under the critics and the attack, it is very hard to move forward, despite everything that others people are doing good. So basically find a way to come together despite everything that is happening and create what it is necessary. This is my message. Because it is, there are people, they are not coming against the no harm implementation. They are not coming against self-determination. They want that to be done, but unfortunately there are all the time discussion that appear and interpretation and everything. To eliminate this kind of stuff, I do not know, but they represent do no harm and they represent the everything, but they still have something to say. So we cannot shoot down these people. We cannot, but at the same time, do no harm has to be brought to the masses and to move forward. So we try protection here, and the protection, how it is working or not, I would say it is the difference between care versus control. Yes, Rick.
Well, when you mention self-determination, it's important to philosophically look at this and look at what it really is. Self-determination is basically the choice of the individual. Now, we use self-determination because then by using this, because the existing system uses it for ones to vote their choice, but we extend it to encompass the full value of it, which means ones can determine through their choices what they wish to choose as their reality. But self-determination, when we go back to it, it is the individual to choose to be bad or good. And it's also because of this reason, when one chooses to be bad, they're not part of GPMS. That's why we have equality and goodness. So there are ones that can say they're utilizing their self-determination and act bad. Yes, they are. But this is not the self-determination of GPMS in the new world when you see it upheld and respected in goodness. Now, is there a control? Is there an order? Yes, there always is. The universe itself, nature itself, all resides on an order, which is a control mechanism that keeps it all together. The difference with these control mechanisms and GPMS is what GPMS does, it activates all of the good abilities within the individuals to come all together to do what is right and with equality and goodness. So they are choosing the goodness portion of the self-determination ability. So when ones use self-determination as a group, they need to define, all right, is it self-determination of anything goes, good and bad? Because if you have that, then you have chaos and disorder. It's not all in goodness. So GPMS, do no harm, goodness and equality. This is the self-determination ones that we are bringing all together. And this self-determination, the choices, is connected to the ones in their heart to know what is right, what is moral, and what is the good things to do. So darkness activates their self-determination, but they decide to do everything bad, wicked, and evil. So there is the difference in this. So ones need to know that. And with GPMS, it's the self-determination, the choice to come together in harmony to do what is right, to do no harm. But the self-determination is an inherent right that every individual has. This is their free will of choice. So they have the choice to do what is right or to do what is wrong. But what occurs because of the higher divine natural order, when one's make the choice to do wrong, then they become part of a chaotic environment, reality. But when the ones choose to do what is virtuous, good, and right and harmonious, then they become part of the ascending community. And this is how the darkness is separated from the light, how the evil was separated from the good. It's through their choice, it's through their self-determination, which is their self-judgment. They can judge themselves as bad or they can judge themselves as good. But it's the choice, the energetic choice involved in self determination, where ones can choose what they wish for their reality, what they wish to be their system that they work all together with others with. So they have the choice to choose this existing system and allow it to run rampant and implode, or they have the choice to join the harmonious, orderly system that's already balanced and it's orderly because it respects everyone equally and in goodness. And is it control? Yes, it's a harmonious control away from the disorderly disharmony of the beast system itself and what it creates. So the beast system is disharmony.
Okay, with a lot of respect of the truth and the voices that has to be heard, it does not matter by the end of the aspect if it is coming as a voice of be calm or a little bit more nervous or um, the message should be all the time extracted and understood. And the truth has to be respected and the voices should be here and because there are two how can I say, it is a council of GPMS and it is there are representative and there are guardians, so it seems that are the categories. The people are by the end never inside of one category or another one. If you choose with your heart to real want to have do no harm implemented and start in the correct direction and with the respect of self-determination, then please start to share the message of GPMS. And by the end, it does not matter if you are recognized or not, you'll be recognized by God, by your heart, and anyway, through a collective, through your action, anyway, the ascension is there because it is based on your good intent, it is based on your true belief. So it does not matter if you wish to come in a circle or another one, or if you wish to work together with your personal group or individual. It does not matter the recognition by some people or not. My word, it is be all the time in the good direction, share the word for the implementation for the recognition of do no harm as law and be on the way of the self-determination and basically spread the word of GPMS because really the content of GPMS and the website, it is amazing. And from there, yes, we can create abundance and yes, we can finally get rid of poverty and slavery. Probably, I'm not saying for the first time in the world, but I'm saying for so long time in the world. And it's about thousands of years. So take the good direction because everything that is coming, I'm not putting fear on, but everything that I can see around, um, it's um, it's absolutely not good for us, for the people, and I'm working for at least at this time 6 years on this direction for do no harm to be respected as law and as environment and self-determination, even that I'm with GPMS for only 4 years. So I'm working on this for years and I do understand when we implement do no harm, evil, it's cannot be part of the collective, cannot be part of the environment anymore, cannot resist in the light of do no harm. And please start to think about and start to recognize, take cases that you know and try to apply do no harm, and you'll find the light inside of do no harm, and you find how this principle is able to act in a way, then basically evil cannot reside anymore in that light of do no harm. So because we are also on the 2 hours and a little bit more meeting, if someone for today has something to say, it is the moment.
Thanks, sister. On the back of what you were saying, as we said earlier to close, so we have guardians, we have representatives, which are the steering committees to take a GPMS forward for the people, because again, without any leadership, the people would not go forward. They would not know they have this ability. So it's prudent and sensible for everyone to understand that there needs to be some form of a leadership and which is here to take humanity forward. Now, what occurs once we come to the implementation of GPMS, when it's actually implemented, what you have all around the world are administrative committees in the regions taking care of things, or they're voluntarily doing it, they're self-appointed, they're paid the same as everyone else, so there is no conflict, no disharmony. And again, as I said, it's very important that there is a divine order that is maintained with GPMS, because the darkness, as most knows, they attempt to infiltrate things and distort, cause conflict, and cause chaos. So there has to be an order mechanism to separate from the current evil and wickedness. If there is not an order, you remain in chaos. So it has to be there. And it doesn't matter how high an individual thinks that they are, there's always a hierarchy. So if an individual may look at GPMS and think it's a hierarchy, when they think that someone is not awakened, their self, they already create a hierarchy with the judgment, and you're not going to ever avoid a hierarchy. No one is above creation itself. So there's always a hierarchy of divinity and creation, at least. So ones need to come down from their high places if they still have those egotistical, egocentrical restrictions. Everyone needs to drop their old indifferences and come together to do what is good and right. And this is what we're doing in harmony. But we need to maintain an order and a control, because if you allow the darkness into this, they just destroy it like they have destroyed the entire world up to this point. So it becomes common sense. It becomes sensible that there has to be a leadership with this. So I'll stop there. And with that, if we're all done, what I'll say is love, light, and gratitude to everyone. And I'll end the feed here if everyone's in agreement with that. Can you hear me, Sister Beatrice?
Yes, yes. So probably
It seems like our screen is frozen. So with that, love, light, and gratitude, everyone, and I'll end the Facebook feed.